I will say that the one thing that really makes me more hopeful about the future of Star Wars is the fact that we have Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas all working together as a team. And we also have Bob Iger, the previous Disney CEO, and the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, really pushing this idea to really kind of reform the idea of Star Wars and exactly what it really is. This is Mike Zeroh. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, moving on into the future, we do know that they have over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects in the works for Disney Plus alone. Of course, this is all separate from the movies and the comics, the books, the novels, and the video games. The live-action Star Wars TV series and the animated Star Wars TV series on Disney Plus is really going to serve as a library's worth of Star Wars material that's really going to give the fans a different edge, if you will, of Star Wars, a different side of the franchise that we have never seen before by Favreau, Filoni, and Lucas. Now, the thing about all of this is, of course, one of the beloved characters is, of course, Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader. There's no doubt about that the Skywalker saga essentially revolves around that one character that is so complex and is a very well-written story by George Lucas, and I think that's one of the main reasons as to why the prequel trilogy is really just very interesting for me as a fan, is because we get to see the rise and fall of Anakin Skywalker, and eventually his redemption at the very end of the original trilogy. Now, beyond all of this, what's really intriguing all has to do with creator Jon Favreau, who really is very ambitious when it comes to the future of Star Wars. Now, the Star Wars fandom as of right now is more than divided, with many fans in no hope of the franchise recovering, while others are very much invested in what Disney has to offer for the future of Star Wars moving forward. Now, currently many changes are in fact being made over at Lucasfilm by the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, in order to make sure that the Star Wars franchise can live on throughout this entire decade and beyond. However, it's noted that they are very busy with the Disney Plus platform as they are focused on television before they begin filming the new movies in the near future. Now, Jon Favreau is said to have creative control over many of the projects, and that he is actually working on an untitled project where he is said to be hiring actor Hayden Christensen to reprise his role as Anakin Skywalker in the new Star Wars universe. Now, it's unclear if this project will be in animated or live-action form. However, it is likely that this could have something to do with The Mandalorian Season 3 to bring in Anakin Skywalker as a Force ghost, since Lucas has plans to bring in Anakin from Leslie's project, where she wants nothing to do with Anakin, over to Jon Favreau. Now, Jon Favreau is already beginning work on the new TV series for Disney Plus that they actually aim to drop in 2021, which makes it even more likely that this does in fact have something to do with Anakin Skywalker in The Mandalorian Season 3 as a Force ghost. After all, it could be an animated series as well on the side, which is also said to include tons of Jedi action in the series, such as Ahsoka Tano and even a young version of Luke in The Mandalorian Season 3 in a post-Return of the Jedi era. And let me just say one thing about Favreau, is that he really knows what he's doing when it comes to Star Wars. He is very much invested in exactly what he wants for Star Wars Legends to make a return. He also wants to introduce many of the known characters back into the Disney canon to have an expanded story. Moving on. Now, Jon Favreau is also said to be heavily involved with the Kenobi TV series, and that he is going to be working with Hayden Christensen to come in as the role of Darth Vader unmasked, and Anakin Skywalker in the form of visions and nightmares for Obi-Wan Kenobi, portrayed by Ewan McGregor. Now, this plan by Favreau is to make sure that Star Wars fans can be satisfied with the new material, and to keep the Skywalker saga alive and well moving forward throughout the entire decade. Now, though the Skywalker saga films won't be a thing in movie form anymore, Favreau wants to actually continue their story on Disney Plus in the form of television in multiple different ways for the audience to enjoy. So like I've said before in the past, Favreau really loves the Skywalkers. He wants them to live on, maybe not necessarily after the events of Episode 9, obviously, but in spirit, he wants them to live on. He wants to keep them very much relevant to, of course, the Star Wars franchise, which I think is very important. Now, Favreau also wants to continue Anakin's story as Darth Vader, and to actually include a more personal side of Darth Vader, and to actually keep this character relevant within this new expanded universe that is actually aimed to be far larger than the old one from the 1990s and the early 2000s. Lucasfilm was getting ready to create a library's worth of Star Wars stories for Darth Vader in live action as well as an animated form for the Disney Plus streaming service that will actually evolve the brand moving forward. So, like I've said, I think that this is really going to prove as a light at the end of the tunnel. The fact that he's hiring Hayden, he's getting him involved with this untitled Star Wars TV series, which I still think it's The Mandalorian Season 3. After all, it could be something else for all we know. It could be an animated TV show, maybe it's a different live-action Star Wars TV series. But with that being said, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to